Good morning, everyone. It's September 3rd, 2015. It's a holiday here in China because this is they're celebrating the anniversary of the end of World War II. And this is the first time that the government is actually celebrating this as a holiday. Up in Beijing, there's a huge parade going on right now. We have just today as a holiday. Tomorrow we go back to school. But many of the schools up in Beijing are on a long weekend. So they don't have school tomorrow, and that makes sense. If you've got a big parade and you're in the capital city, I think it makes sense for most of those schools to be off. As far as I know, all the schools are off. That's at least within the WeChat tech group. That's what I learned. So what I wanted to do was show a bit of my work environment, and the reason why I wanted to show that is because since I have my job advertised as being available, I wanted to give a sense of what the work environment looks like. All my other videos before have been around the city, but nothing in the school. Of course, because it's a holiday, it's going to be a bit empty, but you'll be able to see the offices. Behind me, right over there, that's my desk, and you can see I use an iMac. I got the biggest one possible because having that large screen is really helpful. In addition, I also have another laptop right next to it, so I use both. There's not many people in the school that have two computers. Most people just have one laptop, but there's certain people around the school that will have a two-computer setup. I'm one of those in one of those situations. So this is one of the main ICT offices. It's buried in deep into the northern part of the school, and we've got a server room that you can sort of see right behind me. I consider this part of the school the bat cave. The reason why I say that is because you have to go down a long sort of hallway to reach us, and it's a name I started using a few years ago. No formal signs on it. It's just that's what I call it. Maybe in the future we'll come up with some interesting motifs. Actually, you can see the hallway going all the way back behind me, and there's a door, and that goes out to the main hallway. And then out into the hallway we have an Apple store, and we have an area called the Macquarium. And that's where our ICT coaches are, and we get so much business or so much activity with students and teachers and parents, and that's where a lot of the one-on-one help happens. As far as who's in this space, we've actually got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in this space, and one person is actually outsourced to a company called Solution Keys, and they take care of our repairs, and most of the repairs we do are Mac laptops. So they have they're licensed with Apple to do Apple authorized repair, and the repair gets done in this shop or in this area. We also have a database person, and a database and sort of website stuff. So they take care of the nitty-gritty details of our Veracross system and setting up EduBlog accounts and whatnot. We also have a network person, and then we have another person that takes care of all sorts of tech help. He's the type of person that if a teacher comes in and they need help with setting up a smartboard or the projector's not working, he'll get up and take care of it. And one of the things we pride ourselves at this school is taking care of tech support requests very quickly. So that means we try to solve the problem within a few minutes. and that's either the person comes in and we take care of it right off the bat, or if they email us, we do it that way. And for our email, we use Zendesk to sort of centralize all the help, and we try to take care of the issues as quickly as possible. And because we do that, I think we're able to implement technology at a much higher rate, because all in all, when we take care of people, they're happy about the fact that we solve their problems very quickly. Right behind me is that's a static mat, and you can see a Mac laptop there, and all sorts of screwdrivers and whatnot. But that's our main repair section area. I'm just going to come through here, position myself. That is where we do a lot of imaging. We do some repairs there, but diagnosis of computer issues. But we image our student laptops there. The way student laptops are done is the students own the laptops. They have full admin privileges to those laptops, but we have a standard image that has school software on it. And right now, the school software, the primary one that we buy is Office 365 and Adobe software. And then there's specialized software that is for like the math department or the physics department. We make sure all of that's in there. We've got robotics software that we make sure it's in there for the design department and whatnot. Right next to us, over here, that's the air conditioner for the server room. And there we can see that's a server rack. It's slowly getting smaller and smaller because we have cloud-based solutions. So those two boxes right there, that's actually a double RAID. One is redundant over the other, and then we've got two servers right there. That's using Microsoft's virtual servers technology. So we've got 12 servers running on there, including file server, and we're using Extreme Zip to run on Windows NT, so that it pretends to be like an Apple server, so we can use AFP access. I understand that you can do SMB access with Mac clients, but AFP is just really, we had X servers before, and by going to AFP with Extreme Zip, it just made a seamless transition. No one even knew that we got rid of the X servers. Above that, we have a VMware server, and I know for a fact that we were using the Aerohive controller software on that. And then if you see over there, we've got two white sort of slats there. Those are two servers, and that's running Linux, and it's running Squid, but a fancy version of Squid. We're using a company called Blue Reef to make to manage our firewall. So that's where our Hong Kong lines go through. And we have two lines, one for students and one for teachers, two separate VLANs. And each one has a different speed allocation. Of course, the students have more because they got more students. We got like 500 students on that line. And then the teachers, they have a slower bandwidth, but there was only 100 or so. So if you do the math, the teachers probably work out with more bandwidth. And then over here, that rack, it looks kind of messy because we're putting in a third VPN line in, and that's what that yellow cable is all around. When the vendor comes in, I've asked them to clean that up. But above that, we have an open sourced Asterix phone system. And then right there next to that's a whole Cisco core that we have. So we use Cisco as our core, but for our wireless, we have some Meraki, and the majority is Aerohive. And then we have one Cisco external Wi-Fi, because it's just using N, and getting a Wi-Fi unit for outside is kind of pricey. And for now, I don't see the benefit of spending several $1,000s just to put external Wi-Fi for AeroHive. You could probably do it in the future, and that's something that we'll put in the plan. But that the unit that we have outside is only 3 years old, so I don't see a justification for upgrading that right away. But we did upgrade AeroHive through the whole school, and that makes sense because that we went up to AC standard. We were on the N standard, and the previous wireless system we were using was a Cisco. And the problem with the Cisco one is that all the network traffic goes through a main controller, and so it kind of slows down. Whereas the AeroHive is a mesh based, and that means it's faster, and the controls are they're much more easier to use, and the identity control is much better. So that's, in a nutshell, that's the office. I'll make another video, and maybe when school is in session, and we can look at the Mac Aquarium and the Apple Store and see the people that are working there. That's it for now.